What's up, everybody? Welcome into another JHow Tech Tip where we're going to focus on the best recording settings for OBS and to get you recording the highest quality videos possible. So let's get into it. The easiest way, obviously, is to just click on your settings button as soon as you get ready. And then first things first, we're going to go straight to the video settings to get things started. There's a lot more beyond this, so stay tuned. Now, what you're going to see first is your base canvas resolution. This is basically the resolution of the monitor that you're playing, not necessarily the recording output. That's reserved for the output scaled resolution. For most purposes, the 1080 is going to be more than enough. Most videos that you're watching on YouTube will be 1080. We are not in the future yet where everything's higher, so this is going to be the normal one that you're going to go with. Now, if you are on a lower end PC that does tend to struggle and you're recording from your same machine, you might want to scale this down. The preferred one would be to move that down to 720. Then moving on to the downscale filter, we're going to look across these. The higher the samples, the sharper the video. If you have a nice PC or something that you know you're going to get higher quality video out of, going with the 36 samples is good. Default, a lot of people are set to bicubic. I would say going below this probably isn't that great, but if you need to compensate for your computer, then by all means go lower, but bicubic is fine. But if you have a decent computer, obviously the higher quality image, the better. When it comes to FPS values, this means the smoothness at which the video is going to move, especially if you're playing fast-paced games or if you're recording gameplay. If you're recording something like what we're doing now, you could conceivably lower this, but 60 FPS tends to be better all around. If you do need to lower that, maybe you're at 720. Sometimes you need to take that down. I would recommend going to 30 FPS as opposed to 60 FPS, but even a 720, 60 FPS video will be better than a 1080 video at 30 FPS. So always keep that in mind. If you do need to lower something, start on one end as opposed to the other. And that's pretty much it for all you need for your video settings. Again, top part is just my current resolution, what I want it downscaled to when I'm going to record and what I want it output to. If you're just sitting on a regular 1080 monitor, which most people are, this can be exactly the same. But again, you can always downscale if needed and sharpen things up with that to compensate for your computer. We're going to take a pretty easy look at the output tab. The output tab is where you're going to look at things. Now, output mode right now, we're on simple. We'll get into the advanced part in just a second. If you don't care about all that and you're just looking to record a simple video without all the fluff, just get right into things, then just stick into the simple mode. You're going to look at your recording path so you can figure out where you're going to save the files in the end. You can choose wherever you want. I tend to use mine on a separate drive to use different things, and we'll just say the recordings tab and we'll go from there. Now, the more interesting part starts to come after this, the recording quality. Of course, if I have a nicer computer or greater settings, then I can continue to move these up. For most people, high quality is just fine. Medium file size, this keeps things normal, keeps things nice and clean, and you're not going to notice much of a difference. You could continue to go up, but as you can see, large file size and tremendously large file size. I think that if you're really dedicated to producing some high quality videos in a very unique situation, then of course you're going to go up, but only if your machine permits it. But I think for most people, high quality, medium file size is more than enough. Next up is the recording format. By default, this is normally set to the Flash video, which is the FLV file. But if you're rendering these outside, let's say you're putting this into a program like Premiere, FLV files are not nearly as friendly. For all intents and purposes, MP4 is the most common file size by far. Almost everybody out there is probably using MP4 files. The FLV file just means that in case your computer crashes or something like that, it means that it's going to save that partial file. If you run into those type of issues, maybe you need to fix those, but I record it MP4, and the majority of the people that you're watching will be recording at MP4. You can see the warning sign down there. When you do switch to that, MP4 is where it's at. If you're on a Mac, you might consider the MOV file. As far as everything else goes, those tend to be scenarios where you probably know what you're doing and you shouldn't be watching this video because you already know what all that's for. For most of you out there, MP4, this is 99.9% of the cases, MP4 is what you want to record at. Next, the encoder. By default, this is normally just the X264, which is a fine encoding. Now, there has been some changes in technology in the last year or so to where the nvenc is now the preferred one if you are running a newer nVidia graphics card. This is just a better encoder to get a better looking picture, and it also lowers the CPU usage that you're going to be using overall to make things easier on you. If you're doing those local recordings, it can save you some CPU usage that you could be using elsewhere, like playing the game that you might be recording. Now, if you don't have that available to you, or you're running a different graphics card, the X264 is okay. You can also see that there's another one here with low CPU usage preset. I think that for most people, the regular 264 is going to be just fine, but if you are on that newer generation, the nvenc, as of this video, tends to be the better one, and that's what we're going to go with here. Before we move on, if you're looking at my streaming settings, don't worry about this. I'm actually streaming and recording from a separate PC, and this is only used for when I do local recordings. And for those people that are looking to get the highest quality videos, let's take a look at the Advanced tab. So after you change the output mode to advanced, you can now go to the recording section. Now you could have started here and you could have just gone in and make sure to set your recording path again, same as before, that we're going to do it. I'm going to set up my recordings here and everything's going to be just fine. Now let's take a look at these settings below. Again, setting this to MP4, same that I did before. Now again, with the encoder settings, same thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to use the new nvenc as opposed to the X264, but again, all of that translates here. If you need to do something outside of this, I recommend that if you're going to downscale, your video is going to be here. Don't worry about downscaling it here with the rescale output in the recording tab. Make sure that's just done in your video settings. And now we're going to focus on things below this. Now, if you have a decent machine and you're looking to get higher quality output from your videos, rate control is something that by default is generally set on something CBR. But if you're looking to get those high quality ones, setting it to CQP is going to be a better one. CQP level 14. Now, if you have a lower end PC and you're trying to get some better video, but you're getting some lag or things are choppy, you might need to lower this level somewhere around 20, maybe even in the 21 to 23 range to make sure that you can keep up with everything here. CQP does tend to be the one that a lot of people go with when it comes to recording locally here in OBS. After that, you're going to set your keyframe interval to 2. And that's going to take care of that. Now, there is another common option for the rate control. It is going to the VBR setting and setting that up to where the bitrate is between 40,000 and your maximum bitrate between 60,000. This tends to be another common one. But for the sake of this video and the video quality settings to get the highest quality possible, we are focusing on the CQP. Again, you might have to change this number here with your CQ level depending on your machine and lowering that if you notice some pixelation in your videos. When it comes to the preset, if you're running a top-end machine, of course, I want to get the highest quality possible. I'm going to set mine to max quality. However, leaving it at simple quality is more than okay. If you're running a normal machine and you want to make sure that you're not trying to overload your computer and then all of a sudden you're having to do several recordings and adjust several things, then by all means, keep these here. And that's just a note for anybody getting into the recording settings, as opposed to recording an entire video and finding out that your settings were all kinds of crazy and it couldn't do. I recommend doing several test settings along the way before actually dedicating yourself to recording that first video. If you have just the best of the best machine, then by all means go for it. But if not, make sure you adjust your settings accordingly. You can change this, whether it's for quality, performance. I think quality is pretty safe. Performance can be okay, but if you're like me, you're going to set it on max quality. As far as the profile goes, high tends to be just okay. Everything else here, don't worry about it too much, but I think profile, leaving it high is going to be more than okay. As far as your checkboxes go, leave look ahead on, as well as the psycho visual tuning. This is going to be, you can see the tooltip when you hover over these. These are just going to be good things to have turned on to make sure that they work just fine for you. As far as the GPU goes, this basically indicates if you have more than one graphics card, which for most people tends to be 1, and the max B frames. We won't get too much into it, but leaving this at 2 is more than okay to make sure that you get good quality settings. And that's all you need to know. After that, just make sure you hit apply. Don't try and switch out too much. Make sure that you get that there. Again, do test recordings before you go and dedicate to a full 15-20 minute video and then find out that everything's pixelated and it doesn't look that great. So I caution you to always make sure and test things before you fully commit to them. But with these settings, between the video settings and the output settings going into the advanced, it means that your local recordings are there. A note that if you are trying to stream and record at the same time, that most machines will have to give up something to get a little in return. So if you're playing high-end videos, but you're also trying to record and stream at the same time, then you're going to have to make a lot of changes. This video is dedicated to simply recording on a local level and trying to make those YouTube clips, as opposed to trying to go out and try and do both at the same time between streaming and recording. For that, you'll have to look at some other settings, and we'll have more videos along the way for OBS setup and different tutorials. So make sure and if you like this video, subscribe as well if you're looking for more future content as well around OBS and other tech-related content.